Welcome to Stocking the Pantry with Hal, a series of articles, videos, and other ramblings to provide information and resources to help everyone to be better prepared, and hopefully have some fun along the way. In today's virtual canning party, we're going to be making a recipe that's called Dad's Spicy Red Cabbage. Now, it isn't my dad, but it's a wonderful recipe anyway. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to take a head of cabbage and it's going to turn it into this lovely pickled cabbage. You can control the amount of heat in it by how much chili peppers you put in, or you can leave them out entirely. First thing you want to do is cut the cabbage so it's a manageable size, and then you're going to want to get rid of some of these tougher parts, because they don't soften up with the salt and with the vinegar like the leaves and that does. So what I like to do is constantly working towards the manageable size for it and having a flat edge so that of the whatever you're cutting, so that it remains stable, is go ahead and cut. And then when we get over to here, we'll remove that part. And then we'll go ahead, and what you're wanting to do is you're going to want to slice it about 1/4 inch. And I don't know if that shows up on the camera, but if you've done much cutting or you've watched any of the professional chef's shows, you'll notice that I'm using my fingers as a guide. After you've got it sliced about 1/4 inch or so, you want to go ahead and cut it into 1-inch pieces, and then I like to remove the real big tough parts. Now once you've got the cabbage all sliced up nicely, you want to put it in a container that you can put into the refrigerator, because it's going to need to sit with some salt on it for, they suggest, up to 24 hours. So you want to put it in a layer, and you measure out the salt ahead of time. We're not using all of this, but I'm just winging it. But you put the salt on it in layers. And it only takes well under a teaspoon for all of this. But then you put it in the refrigerator so that it stays safe in the temperature-wise for 24 hours. And then the next day, you'll be really surprised. I went ahead and did a small batch over here to show you. And this is just the water that came out of just this small amount of cabbage. Now, why do we do that? We do that with a lot of different recipes that are pickled. Cabbage and cucumbers and even some string bean recipes. Is because what it does is it draws excess water out, making it a little bit more pliable. But then when you put it in the pickling solutions, some of that pickling solution is drawn back up into it through osmosis. So it puts the flavor all the way through the product. Okay, after it is set for about 24 hours, drain it for about an hour in a colander or a sieve, and then pack it into your jar. I like to use the wide mouth because it's easier to get it out, it's easier to work with, and you want to leave about 1/2 inch of headroom. And we have a link to water bath canning, which helps explain some things like headroom and the amount of time you need to boil it in the water bath. But first, we have to get the pickling solution ready. And the pickling solution is just going to basically be either cider vinegar or white vinegar, some brown sugar, and then a variety of spices, 6 different spices. So we have black mustard, we have cinnamon sticks broken into pieces, there's also allspice, there's cloves, and then there is mustard seeds and black peppers. And so you mix those spices together and build the spice bag. So you put that in there, you give it a good twist, and then you would always tie it with a string. But I recently ran across a very simple idea that I should have thought up a long time ago. Because with the bags, if you just throw them in and boil it, it turns the same color as the cabbage, and you're spending all this time when you're filling, when you get it out of the jar and looking for where the bag ended up. So we put a longer string on it and tie it onto the handle of the kettle or the pot. You bring it to a boil, you fill the jars with the pickling fluid, and then following the recipe, you water bath can them based on your altitude. That's all there is to it. I think that it's best to leave them to absorb the flavors for about 2 to 3 weeks. But with something that's pickled, it's certainly safe on the shelf when it's well sealed for up to a year. Thank you for spending some time with us as we explore preserving food at home. If you'd like more information about the Center for Food Preservation Arts, visit our website at preservefoods.blogspot.com. You can also find more videos on our YouTube channel, and please like us on Facebook. There are links at the end of this video, but also in the comments section. So please join us in our next virtual canning party as we continue stocking the pantry.